Welcome to week 11 of the NFL Tilt. Today I'm taking a look strictly at the app fantasy draft, where it's a 1 week snake draft, and it's either on your app or your PC, Mac, whatever. You hop in and you do a quick snake draft. I like to get in on the easy ones. If you're just starting this, the easy ones I like to get into are it's $1 for 6 players. So without further ado, let's hop into the people I am excited about for this week 11 tilt. So now to get this out of the way, there are two major games out there I think that are going to yield some serious points. First is the New England Patriots versus the Oakland Raiders. That game could be epic. It could be back like that tilt we had with Kansas City, Oakland on a Thursday nighter where it was just bonkers. So let's hope for that. So let's get that out of the way. Let's jump into quarterbacks, because that's going to be where the chalk's at this week. The chalk is Tom Brady. He is going to be your number one quarterback out there. I'm not so sold on that as the value there, but that's probably the top quarterback. The second, there's probably 5 quarterbacks you could take. We're looking at Brady. We're looking at Alex Smith in Kansas City, who is going against the New York Giants, who have quit, it appears. Let's hope they don't decide to actually pick up and play this week, because they've given up some astronomical numbers. Carson Wentz, of course, he's kind of into that position where he is just a lock. And then rounding out the top 4, I have good old David Carr. So if you jump into that 6-person snake draft, you can go ahead and target one of those 4 guys. I'm personally targeting Carr this week. I think he's in a nice little position. I am picking him up late with my last pick generally, because no one is on him. So I'll take either Smith or Carr, the 2 guys I'm targeting. I don't want Brady. I don't want the chalk. Not interested. The guys I'm staying off this week, I am staying off of Goff and Prescott. Goff has a tough matchup against our Vikings, who have Xavier Rhodes. I think that Xavier Rhodes is also going to shut down another person on that team, Robert Woods. I think he's going to shadow him all day. So I would stay off of Goff. I would stay off of Woods today. And also Prescott. I don't like his. I just don't like the position versus the Redskins. Without Zeke, I think that offense is completely different. They can't just run the ball, set up that play action, all the things that Dak likes to do. I think he's kind of in a one-man band, much like our Russell Wilson. But I don't think he has the same skill set as Russell. So I'm staying off those 2 guys. So next, running backs. And this should be your first pick. If you do get lucky enough to have your first pick, Kareem Hunt would be who I am targeting heavily. If he falls to you anything less than 1, you have hit the lotto. He is going to be chalk today. He's going to get right back on that bandwagon where he left off. The other guys I'm looking at, some regular old Stewards like Gurley will still do his thing. McCoy, we're looking for a bounce back game. He's been in terrible position because of Tyrod Taylor not being able to run that offense efficiently. He's just been terrible the last 2 weeks. I'm looking for a huge bounce back. And then this is interesting. There are some wild cards out there, and you're going to be put in this position right away, because I only really like those 3 running backs at the top. And the funny thing about draft is, just because they're at the top of that board doesn't mean they're the best. So don't fall into a lot of guys I see that are following, just kind of picking the tops, and that's a way not to cash in this. So the wild cards out there, I think that New Orleans backfield, that is wild card. Kamara, Ingram, there's nothing that says that success is going to start. I know they're the darlings of the fantasy world right now. Ingram, especially last week, had 3 touchdowns. I'm not so sure. If you're in that position, I think you just have to throw a dart at those 2 guys, because there's no rhyme or reason to who's going to go off. Next, Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette has been on bye, injured, and in the doghouse. Those 3 things have left him reeling in the fantasy world. Does he bounce back this week? There is some cautionary. If you weren't paying attention, he did not practice Friday. This morning, it did come out and say he has been cleared to play, but he didn't practice Friday because of an ankle. So it is questionable. Is he gimpy? Is he not gimpy? So he's a wild card. Do you want to spend a high draft on him? I won't, but I wouldn't fault you if you did, because there could be tremendous upside there. The guys I'm completely off, stay away, radioactive, kryptonite, Mel Gordon. Don't want that guy. I think he's hurt. And I don't like the matchup. Next one is Jordan Howard. I think that this matchup, until Mitch Trubisky can prove that he can throw the ball and burn people deep, and that they're just going to stack that box against Howard. I think Howard's in a terrible position. I think that Chicago-Detroit tilt is extraordinarily low scoring. I think it's going to be 14-17. And I think it's going to be stack box after stack box. I don't like Howard at all. That does bring me to the value, though, at the running back position. You're going to find a lot of value in Lamar Miller, Jamal Williams in Green Bay, Darkwa in New York, Thompson from Washington. AP is it's a stinker of a player. We're not sold on him. Burkhead's getting a lot of love because he is going to get a lot of play, they think. But again, I want to caution you on that New England backfield. Just because everyone thinks Burkhead is the man means nothing. It could very well be James White today going off. There's no rhyme or reason there, and I would stay away. That is another radioactive, lose you money in a position like this. And this brings me to my guy that I think you should be targeting. Everyone should be targeting. It's good old beast mode Marshawn Lynch. Get him late, get him cheap. Last week he had 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think you're going to see similar production today. I think that ball's going to be moving up and down and up and down, and beast mode is going to have his chances to score. I think there's a lot of upside. In fact, I hope to see him put up numbers that would be similar to somebody out of a first-round pick. All right, so next onto our wide receiver tight end. The guys I'm on, Travis Kelce is who I'm heavily targeting. I think he's going to have a nice day versus the New York Giants. I'm also targeting Gronk. Gronk, I'm hoping will have a Gronk day coming up here, and this looks like a good position for him to actually get that against our friends in Oakland. I like Michael Thomas, New Orleans. I like Larry Fitzpatrick. He just is off of a fresh 1-year extension, and also Blaine Gabbert has taken over the reins, which can't be any worse than Drew Stanton. Drew Stanton was abysmally bad last week against Thursday. In fact, he cost me a lot of leagues because he was so abysmally bad and missed open receiver after open receiver. So I don't know if it can get any worse. I'm hoping for better. Larry Fitz gets the volume. I like it. Next, Tyreek Hill. That New York Giants, they quit playing defense a while ago, so let's hope that continues. The guys I'm completely off: toxic waste, radioactive, Thielen. Don't want that guy. I think this is a bad matchup. I expect to see. I know there's all sorts of numbers that would suggest he is breaking into that wide receiver 1 area, but I'm not buying it. Stephon Diggs is the man, and I think they're in a tough matchup. I think what he's been doing is going to be put to the test here this week. Green, AJ Green, I don't like that. I don't like that position he's in. He's getting older. No thanks. And next, our friend Robert Woods, Bob Woods, in LA. I don't like him versus the Vikings. I think that one Xavier Rhodes will end up shadowing him, and I think that is the end for the Robert Woods train. So the drafts I'm looking at, just to recap, first round, I would hopefully love to get one of the top 3 running backs, so Hunt, Gurley, McCoy. If not, I have been moving into the Kelce territory, Gronk territory. I have done that a lot. When I'm later in the drafts, maybe 5 or 6, I have gone. In fact, some of the drafts I've gone Kelce Gronk, Kelce Thomas, that thing. Then I come around in my 3rd and 4th. Third, I generally like, if it depends how I've gone, but I'm banking on Marshawn Lynch being there super late, so I'm not jumping at a running back. I'm not taking some guy like Howard, or I'm not taking some guy like Fournette or Thompson or Darkwa. I'm probably going to grab a receiver at this point, and that could be, Hill or Fitz, someone in that range. And then in my 5th and 6th, I'm taking 5th, usually like David Carr, and last to round that out is Marshawn Lynch. So hopefully you get in that top 3. That is super duper awesome. If you get number 1 and get Hunt, I think you're going to do well. So that is it for week 11. And as always, hope you win some money. Bye now.